Mistake number 1, not knowing your dating tendency. 3 main types of daters exist: the romanticizer, the maximizer, and the hesitator. Romanticizers have unrealistic expectations of relationships. They imagine themselves having a whimsical meet cute with their soulmate. They have an idea of what the perfect partner for them looks like. They believe they're single because they haven't met the right person yet, and they ultimately want that fairy tale happily ever after. It's this soulmate mindset that prevents romanticizers from having a work it out mindset, leading them to reject prospective partners who don't match their constructed vision for their lover. Romanticizers believe that love will just happen for them effortlessly, kind of like in a Disney movie or how things appear on social media. But in reality, when it comes to finding love, some action is required to attain the relationship, whether that's approaching someone you're interested in or accepting dates with people who don't look the way you imagined your person would. Next up is maximizers. Maximizers have unrealistic expectations of their partners. They believe that the perfect person for them exists, and all they have to do is find them and be sure that they've chosen the right person. They are constantly worried about whether there is someone else better out there for them, and they wonder if they'd have an even better relationship with someone else. The issue with being a maximizer is that you can't possibly date every single person that might be a great match for you. As such, if you want to have a long-term committed partnership for life, you have to at some point decide to stick with the person you're with and not keep wondering if someone else a little bit better is just one date away. And finally, we have hesitators. Hesitators have unrealistic expectations of themselves. They'll use phrases like, I'll start dating when I lose 10 pounds, or when I land my dream job, when I finish my degree. But there's never a perfect time for anything in life. There's never a perfect time to launch a business or to start working out, so you should go for it now if that's something you're interested in, even if you're not completely ready. There's this absolutely stunning mural in Tampa, Florida, where I'm from, that reads, Begin Anywhere. And it is the mantra to live by if you want to find success at anything. The idea that one day you'll wake up and realize you're ready to date is false, and you should start building up your dating experiences now. The longer you wait, the stronger this idea that you need to be a perfect person lingers in your head, when in reality, everyone should be constantly evolving throughout the entirety of their lives, and finding a partner who will evolve as you do is ideal. Plus, the more dating experience you get, the more clarity you'll have on what characteristics your ideal partner has, and you can never have too much dating experience. In the book, Ury goes into more detail about each of these 3 types of daters. She includes a quiz to find out which one you are, and she lists some steps you can take to overcome these dating tendencies. Mistake number 2, ignoring attachment theory. Attachment theory was developed by psychologist Mary Ainsworth, and the theory is often used to explain how your relationship with your parents when you were a child affects your romantic relationships today. The 4 attachment styles are secure, anxious, avoidant, and disorganized. Basically, you want to be a securely attached partner and find a securely attached partner. Securely attached partners are trusting, forgiving, handle conflict well, they're open and honest, and emotionally mature. Anxiously attached partners are insecure in their relationship, which leads them to be afraid of their partner leaving, cheating, or not wanting to be with them. Anxiously attached partners are usually characterized as needy or always wanting their partner's attention. Avoidantly attached partners are uncomfortable with closeness and intimacy in relationships, sometimes feel emotionally distant or withdrawn from their relationship, and may become hyper-independent to avoid their partner. And finally, someone with a disorganized attachment style may have a negative view of themselves and others and find it hard to maintain relationships and want to get closer to their partner but hold back for fear of getting hurt. If you're not super familiar with attachment theory, I highly recommend reading more about it online or through YouTube videos. Ideally, a healthy partnership is between 2 securely attached individuals. If you or someone you're currently seeing or have dated in the past exhibited qualities of being needy or avoidant, they may not be securely attached. Usually, securely attached partners grew up in loving, communicative households, but even if you didn't experience that as a child, you can still be securely attached in romantic relationships today through intentionally overcoming anxious, avoidant, and disorganized tendencies. Mistake number 3, choosing prom dates, not life partners. It's important to understand what matters when choosing a partner and what does not. If you ask a friend what their ideal romantic partner is like, they'll probably list off the hair color, the eye color, their muscular build, accent, and hobbies that their dream date has. But many people are searching for partners based on criteria that don't really matter. The height debate is a huge one when it comes to dating, as most women want to date a man who's taller than them, and there's always a lot of conversation in pop culture about celebrity couples where the woman is taller than her man. As a fun fact, Logan Ury writes in the book that a behavioral economist named Dan Ariely discovered that a man has to earn $40,000 more each year to be as desirable as a man 1 inch taller. If you're curious, it was found that men don't have a height preference for women, but they do prefer female partners who are more on the thinner side. Regardless, a lot of superficial traits like physical characteristics tend to be what a lot of people hyper-focus on when choosing partners, leading them to not want to go out on dates with partners who don't fit the superficial checklist criteria and to build relationships with people based on the wrong reasons. Instead, what does matter in relationships and selecting partners are traits like loyalty, emotional stability, a growth mindset, and someone who's a good influence on you. Ury brings up the idea of choosing a life partner over a prom date, urging readers to keep in mind that you want to choose someone who would hold your purse for you at the hospital and stick with you throughout the challenges of life, not just someone who'd be good company for a night or look super great on your Instagram feed. I also think some underrated traits to look for in a partner include patience. A lot of times, us ladies take a little bit longer to get ready, and you need a man who's going to wait the extra few minutes for you to finish up your eyeliner. Good communication skills, someone who's willing to stick with you through challenges, a person who agrees with you on big life choices like whether or not you want to have kids, and a partner who has the same dating goals as you, like someone who values being in a serious committed relationship if that's something that you're aiming for. Mistake number 4, not leveraging IRL interactions to meet dates. We live in such a digital era with social media, Zoom meetings, and dating apps that the idea of meeting a lover in real life sounds daunting, outdated, and frankly, unrealistic. In How to Not Die Alone, Ury describes what she calls the event decision matrix. Any event you're considering attending, whether that's a birthday party, networking event, art gallery, food festival, or anything else, you can put the event down into one of 4 categories. 1, an event that you're likely to enjoy and where you're likely to interact with other people. 2, an event you're unlikely to enjoy but where you're likely to interact with other people. 3, an event you're likely not going to enjoy and where you likely won't interact with other people. And 4, an event where you're likely to interact with other people but it's unlikely you will enjoy the event. Basically, you want to ask yourself whether you'll enjoy a given event and whether you're likely to interact with other people, and then choose which events to attend based on those criteria. For example, you might enjoy a movie screening, but you probably won't get to converse with too many of the other attendees. But if you're a reader, you'll probably enjoy a book club and you'll get to talk with other people in the club. Ideally, you want to find events that you find enjoyable and will likely interact with other people at. So while there is a fair chance you'll meet someone, even if you don't, at least you got to attend an event you enjoyed. You could commit to going to events you find interesting at least twice a month so that meeting prospective dates in real life becomes something you're actively allotting time for in your schedule. Ury also suggests a few other ideas for meeting people in real life, including getting set up by friends and family and kindly approaching strangers as you're waiting in line. I'm personally not the biggest fan of the idea of getting set up by friends or family, just because dating and choosing partners is such a personal journey and no one else really knows or truly understands what you want in a partner or which people you genuinely romantically connect with. There's hardly a way that a friend or family member could predict the chemistry you might have with someone. Plus, I think family getting involved in choosing your partners is a bit uncomfortable unless you're having an arranged marriage. When it comes to meeting people in long lines or just cold approaching strangers, I think that's a great way to be very forward and take an active role in pursuing people you're interested in, though understandably not really an approach many women may be interested in taking. I remember when I was in high school, one of my teachers told us that she met her husband in line for a Disney ride, and I was thinking, wow, what are the odds of that? So yes, it is still possible to meet people in real life, and getting out of the house and immersing yourself in environments where you'll encounter a lot of other people enhances your chances of meeting your special someone out in the wild. Big mistake number 5, failing to define the relationship. You guys, this is a big one. I literally cringe at just how many people are skipping this step. And part of the reason why I wanted to start this podcast in the first place is to empower women to be intentional and active in their dating lives and not get stuck in relationships or half-committed partnerships. In the book, Ury includes a brief story about a client she worked with who had been seeing a man for 4 months. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah had met her man's family, loved his friends, and was really excited that she had finally found the relationship she'd been looking for. But then, when Sarah and her man were on a road trip 4 months after they met, she found out that he was still using Hinge, the dating app. Long story short, the man told Sarah they never said they were exclusive, meaning they were not an unofficial relationship. Friends, if you're seeing someone, it is so important to have the DTR chat, or the define the relationship chat, in order to officially move from the going on dates phase to the boyfriend-girlfriend phase. If you want to be in a relationship with someone you're seeing, it is important to explicitly decide that you are boyfriend-girlfriend, the relationship is exclusive, and that you are not seeing anyone else. 3 months is plenty of time to know whether you want to be in a relationship with someone you've been getting to know. After that, the connection tends to turn into a situationship where you pour your time, your energy, and vulnerability into building a connection with someone only for your bond to not be recognized through a clear title that commits you to one another and defines the relationship as an actual relationship. There are so many people who think they might be in a relationship, or they're not entirely sure if someone is a friend with benefits or a romantic partner or something in between, and it is super important for your mental well-being to know exactly where you stand with someone so you are not left wondering. If you've been seeing someone for a while but haven't made things official, you could ask your date in person something like, "How would you define our connection?" Or, "How would you prefer I describe our connection if I introduced you to a friend?" I know many women don't want to have to ask the guy to be in an official relationship, and I completely understand wanting to remain fully in your feminine energy. But a little bit of prompting can go a long way, and remember, you're asking for your sake so you know where you stand with someone. Part of being an intentional, empowered dater is getting clarity on how you relate to prospective partners, and asking for this clarity ultimately serves both parties because it brings both you and your partner closer to finding someone who is truly a great romantic match for each of you. As always, toward the end of every episode, I leave you with a big pink question, which is a powerful reflection prompt to help you practically apply sentiments from today's episode directly into your dating and relationship life in a transformative way. Today's big pink question is, which of the 3 dating tendencies that we talked about at the beginning of today's episode, the romanticizer, the maximizer, and the hesitator, do you feel you most align with, and how has that impacted your dating journey thus far? As a brief reminder as to what each of these tendencies are, romanticizers believe they know exactly what their soulmate looks like, what their love story will look like, and how it will unfold. Maximizers are always wondering if they can find a slightly better person or relationship and want to know with certainty that they found the best person out there for them. And hesitators are constantly telling themselves they need to wait to date or change something about themselves or their life circumstances before they'll be ready to go on dates. All right, everyone, thank you so much for tuning into today's podcast episode. Follow at Pink Positive Dating on Instagram so you don't miss out on daily affirmations to help you reach your love life goals. The link is in the description. Also in the description, you can find a link to the show notes, which is a brief recap of the main points from today's episode. Wishing you so much love and positivity, and I'll see you same time next week.